I'm gonna get this out of the way nice and early. I cannot produce a voice that adequately conveys the excitement I feel towards the King of Fighters 13's visual presentation. One of the champions of sprite-based fighting, and if you call it the best looking sprite-based fighting game ever made, I won't argue with you. Colors feel so vibrant without feeling cartoonish, animations are astonishingly smooth for how well detailed the characters are, and the backgrounds are as striking as they've always been with SNK, just in higher fidelity. I know I don't need to sell anyone on the visual appeal of KOF 13, but I also can't deny that it is a factor in why it's my favorite King of Fighters game, as embarrassed as I am to admit that. I'm not usually a visuals guy. Music as well. The music of 13 is almost completely original, and pretty much every character theme is one of my favorite character themes for that respective character. But no way is presentation getting a fighting game this high up on its own. The King of Fighters 13 strikes this impossible balance that I still, to this day, struggle to wrap my head around. KOF to me is a very rigid fighting game. It is very purposely designed to decide what you can and cannot do, and yet, more than any other game in the series I've played, 13 feels extremely freeing. I detect the greatest amount of emergent gameplay in KOF 13 compared to any other game in the series I've talked about thus far, and I have no clue how they pulled this off. It dumbfounds me. But yeah, while the game still feels unmistakably KOF, I also feel like things just work in this game. And there aren't a ton of flashy, unique mechanics in this one either. Whenever I play 13, I feel like I'm constantly discovering new things I can do. It probably helps that I'm not particularly good at KOF compared to other 2D fighters, so I have extra room to grow and discover. But the feeling is still the same. It's a gameplay experience I want to return to because of how bonkers the gameplay can be at times. But I also want to go back to it so I can continue taking in my favorite visual representation of these characters and this outstanding soundtrack. It doesn't even matter that it has one of the most limited rosters in the series. I barely noticed that fact in the face of everything else being offered. I know in my heart that sprite-based fighters simply won't sell as well in the modern market as a 3D fighter, and I don't even think sprite-based fighting games are inherently better. There are pros and cons to both, but if this is where things left off, can you imagine what things would look like today if we kept progressing from here?